Oh, hey, what's going on? Just chilling here with my dog. Thought I would make you guys a video. This one is going to have to do with all of the locked doors. I have 27 of the 29 keys. The two that I'm missing, I know where they go. There are 3 keys that I own, 3 keys left that I haven't found the doors for. MP11, MP12, and PP. So if any of you guys find those, please leave a comment and let me know. Otherwise, this video will go through 26 of the 29 doors. I'm not going to cut away from anything. It's just going to go through, and I'm going to fast forward in between where I'm running to, so that way we can take up less time. All I ask, guys, if you wouldn't mind, if you like this, please consider sharing it with a buddy, because between grinding up the money on the flea market flipping stuff, I think I've spent about 20 hours grinding away on this to try and generate this for you guys, so that people can stop spamming Reddit with, "Have you guys seen where this key goes?" Anyway, I appreciate it for you guys coming to check this out. Like I said, share it if you dig it, and I will see you in the next one. Okay? Thanks. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to start outside, just so that we can get some nice cardinal directions, okay? We're going to orient ourselves the same way that the map is oriented. In this case, the radar tower is north, which means that the chopper faces south, okay? So we have north, west, east, okay? So for that purpose, for the pawn buildings, for instance, this is going to be pawn north, this is going to be pawn east, and that is going to be pawn south. Over here we have queen, and then rook, etc. Okay? Now I'm going to try to get through all of the key locations inside of the duration of one raid. Thank you guys very much for taking the time to come and check out my BS. And here we go. So first up, we have pawn north. And the first door here is orb 2. Here's our orb 2 key. And inside you'll have some gun racks, loose ammunition, filing cabinet, and a 2x2 box. And here we have orb 1. This is the orb 1 door, top floor of pawn north. Inside, gun racks, loose ammunition, maybe some weapon attachments. Most of these gun racks, by the way, end up having AKs in them, a couple of filing cabinets, and treasure spawn on the top of the filing cabinet in the shape of a gold chain in this case. And those are the unlocked doors that I am aware of for pawn north. Next, we will have pawn west. Now, the basement of pawn west is a little bit interesting. There's 2 halves. So, if you notice, if we come outside, there's a doorway over here and a doorway over here. The 2 halves are connected by an interconnecting hallway in the basement. In the case of all of the barracks, there is an interconnecting room in the basement that looks like a weight room or an office of some kind. But you can kind of open the door and find your way over. The side that you want to be on in this case is the one where the door is normally open. The first key is right here. This one is TB. This is the TB key. Inside is an office. There's sometimes intelligence, weapons, attachments. There's 1 gun rack here, 1 gun rack here. Spawns AKs primarily. There's also shelving here. I haven't seen anything spawn on these shelves as of yet, but they might. I think this is generally just a small shooting range with some weapon attachments and guns. The second one we have here is RB-BK, which is one of the customs, or I'm sorry, one of the cultist keys. And you can see quite clearly by the designs on them, as well as noticing that it has some kind of durability. And inside you will find that there is just your standard marked key room. There'll be a gun on the floor, or you know, whatever happens to appear in the magic circles. As well as there's sometimes treasure on the table next to the pig, or treasure on the table here next to, you know, whatever ritual stuff is going on over here. Pretty freaky room. Okay, and now upstairs. As you come up the stairs, head to the end of the hallway, and there is orb 3. This is the Orb 3 key right here. And inside again, weapon racks, filing cabinets, attachments on the shelves, loose ammunition. There's a lot of weapon racks in here, actually. There's 3. So you could make out with an awful lot of guns from this place. Then this one, 3rd floor, end of the hallway. This one is the OB key. RB-OB. Right here. Inside, typical office space. Could be a treasure spawn here on these shelves. They kind of resemble the shoreline shelving. I haven't seen anything spawn in them yet. You have a single filing cabinet. Sometimes there's money on the top, or treasure on the top. As well as I've seen intelligence spawn here on top of the desk. And that is it for Pawn West. Go back outside. Then we will do Pawn South. Is this building here? I don't know if this is actually what is called Pawn South, but we're rolling with it. Okay, the first floor, you want to head down to the other end of the building. And this is what I call the graffiti door, because there is this graffiti written right here on the wall. This door right next to the graffiti is the AM key. This is RB-AM right here. This key. Inside is a machine shop. You can find elite pliers, like that. Those are worth about 50K a piece. Lots of little tools, toolboxes. There's one green crate here, and loose weapon attachments on the table as well. This might actually be a pretty good room to get some halfway decent stuff. And then the next key is right up the stairs, right here. This door here is the AK key. So RB. So there's a lot of keys. RB-AK right here. And inside of here, there's again a lot of loose electronics. I've seen Tetrises spawn on these shelves. There's a lot of computers to loot, open bags, just mainly tech stuff and some small tools. And that is it for Pawn South. Now next, since it's so close, we'll go to the Queen building. Now, the reason why I call it a Queen building is because you can see the Queen symbol right here on the corner. So if we go into Queen, the first thing that we want to do is go down into the basement. Now, there isn't a whole lot going on the first floor here. The two key rooms that I've found have been downstairs in the basement. So the first one is right through here. As soon as you get through this grated door, right here is the GN key. If I can find it. Right here, GN. So the GN key opens this. It looks like it's just a generator closet. Now, I would go on a limb and say that there might be something cool that spawns in here. Maybe like relays, something like that you can loot. But it looks like there's 1 and 2 toolboxes, and that's kind of it. I haven't really found anything else in here. The second door, you want to go through here. There's this bathroom looking deal. There is a relatively kitted AK-74N that will spawn right here on this chair with a PKO6 and an RS foregrip on it, hand grip. But the next area is this office right here. This is the OP key. OP is right here. Now, this sign, roughly translated, says this is the Commandant's office. So, if you open this, there's intelligence on the desk sometimes. There's a filing cabinet here, and this also looks like a set of treasure shelves. You know, because it's an office, a lot of times you'll see keys and stuff spawn on the seats. So you might want to check chairs. And that is it for the Queen building. We're going to run up outside and go look at Rook real quick. Now, Rook is the next building over. Obviously, you can see there's a Rook symbol here. And then with Rook, most of this is like an infirmary. This is kind of like triage, which means you can find an awful lot of meds. But what we're interested in is on the second floor. So you want to head up here. And then there's 2 rooms that are kind of next to each other. There's this one here. Oh, wrong door. There's this one here. This one is doctor's office. This key is KSM, which is right here. KSM. Now, inside of here, there's some med storage, looks like. Medical cart here, a bag, maybe some med spawns here, and med spawns here. I've seen stims, I've seen Salewas, IFAKs. There's all kinds of medical stuff that spawns here. I would say that you'll be able to find ophthalmoscopes, maybe even a defibrillator if you get lucky. But that's the doctor's office. And then down the hall, right here, is medical storage. And this one is SMP. SMP key right here. And inside of SMP is more medical storage, obviously, because the door says medical storage. So, again, Salewas. There's 2 Salewas here in offline mode. I would assume to see stims, you know, maybe ophthalmoscope, something like that spawns on the shelves, etc., etc. And that's it for Rook. So now we're going to go back outside, and we're going to go over to the night buildings. So here's the outside of the night buildings. We're right next to Queen and Rook, okay? And I want to run around to the front because there's 2 night buildings, and I'll give you an idea of how I differentiate the 2. So there's this main courtyard here. There's 1 night building here, and the other night building is right over here. So we have kind of like this big quad. So for me, just so that I can tell which one is which, we have the gas station night building side, and then we have the storage or warehouse night building side, because we have this warehouse here next to this night building, and on this side we have this gas station. So I figured that would be easy enough. So anyway, let's start with night station gas. So for night station gas, I only know of 1 door at the moment. There are other breach doors down here, but this is the only one that that I am aware of that has a key. I'm not sure if a couple of the other keys that I have are supposed to open doors up here and they just don't. But for right now, this is the only one. So this one is MP21, which is this key here, which opens a tool room. There's 2 sets of filing cabinets, lots of filing cabinets on this map. Some loose ammunition. We have a weapon rack with an AK in it. There's also like gun attachments and stuff that spawn here, and you know, this cord that looks pretty cool. There are, in the night area, all of the doors that are opened in this night area are opened by keys with MP in the front. So we have MP21, MP22, MP11, MP12, and MP13. So 21, 22, and 13 all open doors in these 2 buildings. But MP11 and MP12, I still haven't found what they are used for. So if you guys discover it, please share. So anyway, now we're down on the first floor of warehouse night. This room here is MP13. If I can find the key. MP13. Filing cabinet. More workshop stuff. Spawning tools. Doesn't seem like it's worth a whole heck of a lot. But again, you know, for filing cabinet searches and stuff, it might not be so bad. And then for the next one, we have to take kind of an interesting little route. See, if you notice, the second floor here is all blocked off. So in order to be able to get down on the second floor, you actually have to go up to the roof. So we want to go up the stairs here, outside to the roof, and then there's 2 holes. You don't want to take this one, because this one falls down into the tank area. You want to jump down onto the second floor here. There's also a second way. What you can do is, if you come in from the other side, where this Jeep is parked, you can kind of jump up on the fender like this, hop up on the roof, and then you can hop up in the hole. But the next door here is this one. This one is MP21. Or, I'm sorry, MP22. My fault, I already said MP21. This door is MP22. There you go. MP22. Sorry, that took a minute. And inside, you have another MG on the table being worked on. You got a couple of weapon racks here. I love that these things spawn UBs. That's pretty awesome. You have a toolbox there. Loose tools that will spawn on the workbenches and stuff. And you also have this ammo box. With M61 and M62 that time. Oh, and weapon attachments on these shelves too. So, definitely a worthwhile room if you're looking for gun stuff. The next nearest one is actually in the warehouse. downstairs. So we're going to go there next. So once you're in this long warehouse, the door that we're going to open is actually at the far end. You see all these walls are blown out. And then we have this one blowout wall here that has a metal grate in front of it. This key is the RB-ST key, which is right here. Now, for whatever reason, this graphic shows up, but the picture for the key at the time being is just constantly this loading swirl. But anyway, for the time being, this is the unlock. I don't know why it ends up looking like that, but it does. And inside, we have another Model MG. Lots of loose ammo. It's a pretty good weapon room. More often than not, I think it's just really for looks. You know, we have some mortars in here. It's a nice armory. Some ammo boxes, fuel container in this case. A gyro tack, so you'll need that for your hideout later. And there's also a large weapon crate in the corner back here. And that's kind of it. It's just kind of a cool room. It's got some good weapons and some good ammo that spawn in here. Would be a worthwhile key, but it is, from what I can see, pretty rare at the moment. Okay, so from here, I think the next best idea would be to go to the underground parking garage. Actually, I take that back. I think the next best idea would be to just go right up to the radar tower. So we're going to do that. There's a lot of different pathways to get up to the radar tower, one of which is underground, which is what I'll take back when I head back down, just so that you guys can see it. But the first thing that I want to show you guys are these two guard stations, these two shacks. So this one is unlocked. Inside of here, there's a safe, computer, a couple filing cabinets. Not a bad little spot. There's a gun safe here. But over on the other side, this door and the door on the outside are both locked. But you can unlock it with the KPRL key. So this is KPRL. And inside of here, this is actually a nice little room. So there's a gun crate here. There's one safe here. There's also this little interesting safe that I haven't seen anything spawn in yet, but it's like kind of like a little cache safe that I thought was kind of cool. Doesn't seem to have anything in it yet. Also, just in case you really love... anyway, there's also a gun safe here, gun cabinet with a safe above it, and a gun cabinet here. So not a bad little setup for that key. That key might be worth snagging if you can get it for low cost. Then we have inside. So inside, there really isn't anything going on the first floor. You want to go up to 2. And on 2, there's a few things right in this hallway. This here is the Commandant's office. This is KORL. I'm sorry, KORL. Inside of here, again, might be some treasure shelves. I've seen intelligence spawn on this desk. Might be a treasure shelf here. A couple of pairs of filing cabinets. And then again, you know, stuff that spawns on top sometimes. Now it is starting to get darker, so I might end up kind of restarting the session here. But then there's 2 other doors. This door here is RH, which I don't have a key for, but this is the RH door. I'm pretty confident. And this one here, this door here, is the RS door. In here, this is kind of like electric utility room. There's a lot of hideout stuff, relays, that kind of thing. Wires, you know, spark plugs. Just your common industrial, like, utility room. And that's it for the radar tower. That's all 4 of the doors. Okay, I'm actually going to restart the session since it's getting a little dark out. I'll restart single player, and we'll check out the last 2 main locations, and that will be it. All right, we're back, and just like the game must have known, I did say I wanted to go back down through the underground, so I'm going to do that. So the underground path is you go into this hut next to the radar tower and just go down the stairs. Then you open this utility door here. You run on over to this nice graffiti skull elevator. Mind the hole. Then we're going to run down. So anyway, you can go from the radar tower to down underneath the pawn building, which is kind of cool. But now we're going to go run over to the underground garage. And then building B. Okay, the underground garage is found by going through either this or this down here, these larger hangar doors, and then heading down. And you'll see you have like this long corridor of a garage right here. Now these 4 cages, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over there, each one is opened with a key. So those 4 keys are the PS keys. They're PSP1, PS81, PSP2, and PS82. And then this door is opened with PSP1, this first one in the quad. PSP1, actually all of these will have 4 of these brown crates. 1 here, 2, 3, and 4. In this case, there's 5, and then 6. So PSP1 also has a bunch of loose food that spawns on top of a lot of these crates. You can see it's crackers and sprats, oat flakes, Tashanka, etc. Sorry, it's all over. Condensed milk. The other ones I don't believe spawns as much loose food, if at all. So PSP1 out of all 4 of these would probably be the most lucrative. I've also seen fuel canisters, fuel tanks, blue and green, the smaller and the larger ones spawning in here as well. But each one of these wooden crates that's in here, 6 in this one, they spawn meds and random hideout stuff. And in this case also. But if you need meds like Salewa kits, I've seen Salewa spawn in these things like constantly. So that one's PSP1. I believe this one's PSP2. Yep, this is PSP2. Again, random crates. There's 1 here. 2, 3. I'm sure there's a 4th one around someplace. Maybe this one's only got... Looks like this one might only have 3. No, 4 right here in the corner. And then this one, I believe, is PS82. Oh, PS81. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 crates. And then this one over here is PS82 then. 1 crate there, 2 crates here, 3rd crate, 4th crate. So of the 4, the best one to get is PSP1. PSP1 is going to be the most valuable of all 4 of these cages, because that one's going to have all the loose food in addition to 6 crates instead of just 4. And that's the entirety of the underground. Now what we have left is building B, so we're going to go up and do that. Building B, or I guess I should say there's 2 building Bs. The building B that you want is this one here, the one that's kind of closest to the rail yard. There's 2 key locations inside of that building. The first key location is right here next to Baldy. And this one is RB-AO, which is right here. RB-AO. Inside here, there's a gun rack, 2 gun racks, 3 gun racks, 4 gun racks, 5 gun racks. You can see even on offline mode, we got 4 AKs. So if you're looking for guns, this is probably a good spot. I've never come over here and not found an AK on one of these racks. So there's always something, it seems, inside of this. And then the next one is the other marked room, the other marked key room on the map, which is right here. This is RB-VO. Inside here again, you have another marked circle. In this case, there's an MPX on the floor. And there's treasure that spawns here, treasure that spawns here from time to time. And that's kind of it. The other building B doesn't have any key location doors that I can see. But again, I haven't found where all of the unlocks are for the last 3 keys, MP11, MP12, and PP. This is all of the keys on the map save for those 3. So if you can find MP11, MP12, or the PP unlock locations, I will give you 1,000,000 internet points.